Welcome back, all you bulls and bears and betas out there, to the buzz of this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. I'm the Jackal of Trades, and now that the Proxyopolis upon the board of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms have learned of my plans to add the Jackal of Trades to the nominations of the board of Proxyopoly as Proxyopolis pro tempore of Thunderblast Energy Drinks, a partially owned subsidiary of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated. Now, without further delay, the Proxyopolis pro tempore of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, Proxy Zero, host 2.
Greetings, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. I'm Proxy Zero, Proxyopolis pro tempore of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated. And at the behest of the Jackals and the general partner at large of this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast, hereby resolved to the purpose of conducting a trial to determine the punishment for Proxyopoly preferred mock proxies within the context of this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Available on all your favorite streaming platforms wherever you get your Proxyopoly podcasts. Preferably via the link tree at linktree/NASCAR-COSA.
Dlang, not so fast, Proxy Zero. We are the shackles of the general partner at large. Dlang. And while the designation in the bylaws of Proxyopoly of those who can call special meetings may not include the assembly of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated and its Proxyopolis pro tempore, Proxy Zero, we may now call to order the special meeting Uncensored, and a reminder to the Proxyopolis at home that, resolved, the Jackal of Trades is hereby cited to appear at said special meeting Uncensored for trial and to show why the general partner at large of Thunderblast Energy Drinks should not be discharged by Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms on its following charges and specifications therein listed on the link tree at linktree/NASCAR-COSA. How the hell y'all doing, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms? I'm NASCAR-COSA, the Jackal of Trading Card Games within the context of a friendly game of Proxyopoly brought to you by all the protraction cards and procurement cards and dissident proxy cards discarded throughout this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Now, if you're still listening and tuning in and then starting to put all the pieces together, prepare to better listen to the duel for the Proxyopoly score, a proprietary algorithm brought to you by the contest of by the proprietary anti-logarithm, proprietary quantitative algorithm, and proprietary qualitative algorithm of this Proxyopoly system. Now, friendly reminder, I'm just NASCAR-COSA, the Jackal of Trading Card Games, but you can find out more information about all these cards discarded, like proxy variables in this Proxyopoly system. You can click on the link tree and listen to Proxyopoly and learn more wherever you get your Proxyopoly podcast. Now, I'm seeing something here on the agenda for the special meeting Uncensored about a spin-off, a mock merger, a resolution to the dissolution of Proxyopoly preferred mock proxies, the nomination of the Jackal of Trades to the board of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms as Proxyopolis pro tempore of Thunderblast Energy Drinks, and last but not least, the discharge of the general partner at large. Well, it looks like we got ourselves a proxy contest, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. Let's see what the Proxyopolis have in store. On the link tree at linktree/NASCAR-COSA. I didn't hear a drawing of Proxyopolis. My name is irrelevant and immaterial, but worth noting I am the proprietary qualitative algorithm of this Proxyopoly system. And while the call to order of the special meeting Uncensored is now underway and the algorithms duel for the fates of the Proxyopoly score,
Underlying this Proxyopoly system, while there are still 200 million mock proxies siding with the dissident proxy prior to the special meeting Uncensored. But now that the special meeting Uncensored is now underway, the proprietary quantitative algorithm will now read out the Proxyopoly scores and charges against Proxyopolis upon the board of Proxyopoly.
Greetings, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. My name is irrelevant and immaterial, but worth noting, I am the proprietary quantitative algorithm of this Proxyopoly system. And here gathered at the assembly of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated at the behest of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, the special meeting Uncensored is now underway for the duel of the fates of the Proxyopoly score. Underlying this Proxyopoly system, we call the game a Proxyopoly podcast, whereas the Jackal of Trades' motion to discharge the general partner at large will now be heard before the Proxyopolis upon the board of Proxyopoly at the special meeting Uncensored. What does the proprietary anti-logarithm have to say about this now?
Sheesh! To reveal the whole master plan, proprietary qualitative algorithm and proprietary quantitative algorithm. I am the proprietary anti-logarithm of this Proxyopoly system we call the game of Proxyopoly podcast. And as the special meeting Uncensored is underway, for the board of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, calling to order the special meeting Uncensored of Thunderblast Energy Drinks, a partially owned subsidiary of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, a wholly owned subsidiary of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. That's right, Proxyopolis. Now that I have your attention, the Proxyopoly scores will be deliberated by the algorithms, perhaps in a spin-off, perhaps in a mock merger. The choice is yours, Proxyopolis. I'm just the proprietary anti-logarithm. And a friendly reminder, there are 200 million mock proxies siding with the dissident proxy upon the board of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. Sounds like a proxy problem, doesn't it, Proxyopolis? You can find out more information about this as well by reading the mock prospectuses available on the Linktree at linktree/NASCAR. Greetings, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. I'm the proxy problem of this Proxyopoly system we call the game of Proxyopoly podcast. And now that I have your attention, we hereby call to order the special meeting Uncensored of Proxyopoly to hear the conduct tending to injure the good name of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms by the Jackal of Trades. Specification 1. In that the Jackal of Trades has so conducted themselves as to establish among their acquaintances reputation for willfully originating false reports against innocent persons and or proxy advisors. Specification 2. A charge sets forth an offense, that is, a particular kind of act or conduct that entails liability to penalty under the bylaws. I'm the proxy problem of this Proxyopoly system. Thank you for listening to the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Twang, twang.
Proxyopoly spin-off proceeds. In the special meeting Uncensored, there's a mock merger waiting for you. What do you get when you party with the Jackal? Nothing but the Jackals of the general partner launch. There's a Jackal trade wanting to replay a friendly game of Proxyopoly with its whole Proxyopoly of the whole. Proxyopoly spin-off proceeds. In the special meeting Uncensored, there's a mock merger waiting for you. What do you do when you party with the Jackal? Nothing but the Jackals of the general partner launch. There's a Jackal trade wanting to replay a friendly game of Proxyopoly with its whole Proxyopoly of the whole. Proxyopoly spin-off proceeds. In the special meeting Uncensored, there's a mock murder waiting for you. What do you get to when you fight with the jackals? Nothing but the jackals of the General Partner Lodge. There's a jackal trade wanting to play a friendly game of Proxyopoly with its Proxyopoly of the whole.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, including the proprietary quantitative algorithm, proprietary qualitative algorithm, and proprietary anti-logarithm, brought to you by Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms. Not exclusive to the Proxyopoly podcast, available wherever you get your Proxyopoly podcast, via the linktree/NASCAR-COSA. For more information about this, kindly view the mock prospectuses available on the Linktree and or the Patreon. Therein, if you have more questions, please cite the proxy context within the proxy content of the proxy contest. A friendly game of Proxyopoly brought to you by Cosmic Crunch Cereal, a wholly owned subsidiary of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, whereby all the Proxyopolies are gathered here at the special meeting Uncensored. Albeit notwithstanding the general partner at large of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated all being in attendance, the special meeting Uncensored will now hear the plea and the bark of the Cerberus Paribus of the Jackal of Trades. Welcome back, Jackal. What do you have to say for yourself in your absence?
Thank you, Proxy Zero. It's so good to be back on the Game of Proxyopoly podcast as Proxyopolis Pro Tempore of Thunderblast Energy Drinks, a partially owned subsidiary of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, representing the underlying interests as proxy of Cosmic Crunch Cereal. That's right, Proxyopolis. The underlying proxy problem of this friendly game of Proxyopoly might underlie the proxy contest you are listening to now, whereas there are 200 million mock proxies siding with the dissident proxy aboard this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. And albeit notwithstanding, the proxy votes are now in with regard to the results of the Nominating and Governance Committee for the Proxyopolis Pro Tempore, and it is my distinct pleasure to announce as Proxyopolis Pro Tempore of Thunderblast Energy Drinks that I, the Jackal of Trades, am hereby soliciting this mock proxy contest for a new board of Proxyopolis aboard the board of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, putting me at a conflict of interest against my fellow Proxyopolist, Proxy Zero. Now, the proxy problem, we'll have further information about this in the spin-off, which can be found, or at least more information upon which can be found therein, the Linktree at linktree/NASCAR-COSA. Well, if it ain't Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, gathered here with all the Proxyopolies at the special meeting Uncensored, brought to you by Cosmic Crunch Cereal, a wholly owned subsidiary of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated. So if you're just now putting all of this together, Proxyopolis, be reminded that there is more information about this mock proxy contest on the Linktree at linktree/NASCAR-COSA. But if you would like to engage with the Proxyopolis in a more non-fictitious manner, perhaps stay tuned for the mock merger and or spin-off in the upcoming seasons of the Proxyopoly podcast, wherever you get your Proxyopoly podcast. Whereas the Jackals of the General Partner at Large are about to motion a suspension of the rules until further deliberations are made about the corporate buzzwords underlying this Proxyopoly system pertaining to the discharge of the General Partner at Large of Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, otherwise known as Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated.
Blang, blang! The other shackles of the General Partner at Large coming to you live from the streets of Proxyopoly, motioning a suspension of the rules until further deliberations can be made about the underlying corporate buzzwords of this Proxyopoly system. We We call the game of Proxyopoly podcast specifically in reference to the discharge of the general partner at large. Dlang, dlang.
Thank you, jackals of the general partner at large, for deliberating these absurdist corporate buzzwords further on the Game of Proxyopoly podcast. Segueing into the upcoming agenda items on the special meeting Uncensored, we, the Proxyopolies of the Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, are pleased to announce the upcoming seasons of Proxyopoly podcasts, available wherever you get your Proxyopoly podcasts, preferably on the Linktree via Linktree/NASCARCosa. For more information about the upcoming agenda items, including the resolution to the dissolution of Proxyopoly preferred mock proxies, as well as the formal discharge of the general partner at large of Clown Corp International Holdings Incorporated, and now that I, the Jackal of Trades, am Proxyopolis pro tempore of an underlying Proxyopoly of the whole and its alternative forms, commonly known as Thunderblast energy drinks within the context of Proxyopoly, we are now proceeding with the agenda items on the special meeting Uncensored in upcoming seasons leading up to the mock merger, a proposal which will perplex Proxyopolis and lead to rubber chickens on racing tires everywhere. I'm the Jackal of Trades, signing off on this Proxyopoly system we call the Game of Proxyopoly podcasts. Thank you for tuning in, Proxyopolis, as we unveil the Proxyopoly score in upcoming seasons of Proxyopoly podcasts. And that's right, Proxyopolis. It's me once again, NASCARCosa, the Jackal of Trade and Card Games, and thank you for tuning in alongside all the Proxyopolis here with the Jackal of Trades, the Proxy Zero, the Jackals of the General Partner at Large, the proprietary anti-logarithm, the proprietary qualitative algorithm, the proprietary quantitative algorithm, the Proxy Problem, as well as the Proxy Variables and the Proxy Votes. We thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Game of Proxyopoly podcast, and stay tuned for more news surrounding the Proxyopoly, maybe about the dissident proxies, maybe about the mock proxies. Albeit notwithstanding, mock performance is not indicative of mock returns, and mock investments do involve mock risks. All losses are a gain here at Proxyopoly on the Linktree/NASCARCosa. And thank you for tuning in, Proxyopolies. Stay tuned for more submissions of Proxyopolies of your choice via the Linktree by selecting the Contact Proxyopoly option on Linktree/NASCARCosa. We got a spinoff.